Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Substack bonus episode. I'm Amanda.
Sam.
We're going to chit chat about lots of different things. I feel like that maybe wouldn't be a whole episode because there's a couple little things going on in the pop culture arena that I don't know if we have full thoughts on yet.
Yeah. Well, I think the big one, I was about to broach this question and you were like, we have to hit record because we do this a lot where we have like really deep, meaningful conversations and then we try to record and then it's just
I know.
Work.
And then we have to pretend that we didn't have that conversation.
Like, Amanda, that was
so
brilliant insight. I did not see that coming. So we're trying to get better at that.
I know.
2 years into this. But I think, I would say one of the largest topics, and this is more true crime.
Yeah.
I think this fits under true crime, which I'm sure the second I say that, given everything that's going on, many of you are probably going to assume it is about Lindsay, Clancy, and you are in fact correct. So I started to say, and so I will finish it now, Amanda, you are a mom.
Yeah.
You had a traumatic birth.
Mm-hmm.
Physically and emotionally, struggled with mental health during your pregnancy and postpartum, and have since, due to your chronic pain that was a result of your traumatic birth and all of that. So I feel like with this, I don't have a lot of room for opinions because I haven't lived that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I work
no one wants children to die.
Nobody wants. Yeah, I should get that out of the way. I don't. This isn't me being like, what's Sam's opinion?
Right.
This is horrific. It's awful. It's horrible. But I think I would want to hear from you first as a mother.
Yeah, and I think my caveat is I don't know tons of details about the case, and I really didn't want to know tons and tons of details, which is why we're not doing a main episode on it, because I feel like we would need to be watching everything to be responsible to talk about it. So feel free to correct us if I say something wrong.
Yeah.
I was so out of it that I heard about this from a friend. I saw the posts about, the biggest posts I saw were OCD therapists talking about the difference between OCD, postpartum OCD and and postpartum psychosis, which are distinct things. The big thing that's different if you think about what psychosis is versus something else, right, as you know, Sam, is that you believe what's happening with psychosis. Your thoughts are in alignment with what you think. It doesn't mean that they're in alignment with your values necessarily, because you are... I mean, you can probably talk about psychosis better than me. What is your working definition of psychosis?
Psychosis would be responding to either internal or external stimuli that are invented by your brain. And the internal stimuli, people cling to external stimuli as really easy because it's really easy to say someone's hallucinating, someone is, seeing things that aren't there. Responding to these visions that aren't based in reality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that, I think a lot of people assume that is what psychosis is.
Yeah.
The second element of psychosis is that it is internal. So think of when someone has schizophrenia, they are having a depersonalized experience within themselves where it is not your inner monologue to yourself.
Yeah.
Right? The debate of some people don't talk to themselves all day. I can't get into that because I don't know.
I know, me either.
I don't know how that's real. I don't either. It doesn't make sense.
But my friend Eli, and when we have him on the podcast, maybe we can talk to him about it. He claims he doesn't have an internal monologue.
I don't. What?
I know. But he's a psychiatrist, and he's really I don't know. He couldn't quite tell me. He couldn't quite explain.
What are you doing?
Anyway,
we'll
put a pin in that.
Yeah, big two-handed pin. So internal stimuli would be there is a voice that is completely separate from your own, completely separate from your consciousness that makes an appearance and can begin to tell you things, talk to you, make noises and sounds that aren't there. There would be, and often it's the internal stimuli that can lead to the external stimuli of audio and visual hallucinations. So people will report hearing like doors slam or
Mhm.
or the depersonalization is so real, they think someone else is in the room with them. Like the inner voice has a different tone of voice. It has a different like pitch, cadence to how it speaks to you. So it is a very real thing. And you also, before you can be fully assessed for
Yeah.
an accurate psychosis, diagnosis of psychosis, you have to be completely sober. Like in the emergency room, we would have people that would come in potentially whipped up on meth, responding to internal, external stimuli, and we would have to put them to bed, let them go to sleep, completely metabolize, and we would have to reassess them once they woke up and were cleared.
Yeah.
So I think that's just like a helpful, I'm glad you asked, because I think that's a helpful frame of reference, because postpartum psychosis is they are having like a disembodied internal experience with these voices, like basically demonizing their kids a lot of the time, or saying that their children are in danger, someone is going to come get their kids, saying that it's only going to, like, the only thing that will save their kids is some radical, intense act.
Like, as we're talking about this, I'm like, every horror movie that thinks there are demons is psychosis. I mean, fight me about, you know, I'm sure there are people who believe in demons
Real
and
demons.
You know, the exorcisms and all of that, but that's what I that's what I always think about. So yeah, so different than postpartum OCD. Postpartum OCD are intrusive thoughts, and intrusive thoughts are not someone else's thoughts. They're not always even like statements. They can be sort of like images that flash in your brain, and they but you're extremely clear, which is very different than psychosis, that you don't want to do that, and you're very afraid of those thoughts.
The thoughts. Yeah.
They're very what we call it in OCD is they're ego dysintonic, which means they're not in sync with what you actually want and desire. I think what's hard with psychosis, and someone could correct me, is like they seem more egosyntonic, but you're not really you, because you're having these hallucinations and you're like detached from who you are a bit. And when postpartum OCD is not hallucinations, like you don't think these things are actually happening, you're just afraid. Like postpartum intrusive thoughts are unbelievably common, especially like it doesn't mean you have OCD. I had a lot of postpartum intrusive thoughts that I was gonna like drop my daughter, that she was gonna fall, like that I was gonna drop her over the railing. Like I had images of that you know, and dropping was the big one for me.
Yeah, and so much of that, like I've had clients bring that up, and I'm like, it's normal.
Yes.
Like that, it's expected. You have this new, the way I kind of frame it sometimes, and tell me if I'm like totally off base and I've ruined people's lives, but like the way I frame it is you have to think of like everything in your life at essentially like physically a cellular level is changed. And your body is trying to recalibrate to this very intense attachment that has shown up in your life to your child, and you get scared about things and you think about things differently, and things are popping up, and I'm like, the worst thing you can do for yourself is panic about it. Instead, be like, oh, I'm just gonna move away from the railing for a second while I like recalibrate, right? Like,
I remember telling Mike about that. His response to me was, well, you're not the most careful person, so good. He was like, you could, because he's so much more safety conscious than me, and was like really raised to be like very
like aware,
hyper vigilant, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where I was raised sort of like, well, we'll just do it and we'll figure it out, and like it's fine, sort of. So I'm like careless a lot of times and clumsy, and I'm like not oriented to where I am and stuff like that. And then, it's also the hormonal shifts that really make intrusive thoughts more likely to happen. It can make other things more likely to happen too. But the big hormone shifts are hard for your body. Your body's adjusting. You're sleep deprived. You're not like typically not well nourished. Like there are all these things that make your mental health not great. Postpartum, then for most people, birth is not an amazing magical experience. It's typically scary in some capacity. And it's very scary to be just like given this baby and then you like go home. Like it feels super weird. I don't know, especially like I had never held a newborn before. None of like, I mean, I guess I had held one of my friend's babies who was like a couple months old, but I'd only like met him a couple times. Like I just didn't grow up, probably very different from you, with like Mormon culture around babies very much. So I was just like, I was
wrong. Surrounded by babies. Like I, even now,
you'll be prepared.
My boyfriend, relax. My boyfriend has a baby niece.
Yeah.
And I was holding her the other day, and it was just like the most natural thing in the world to me. Like I was.
It's so weird. I hated babies, so I never sought them out. And then after having Peyton, now I'm just like,
they're so cute.
My goodness. I know. I miss when Peyton couldn't like run around and.
You're trapped on my chest. You can't leave.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I think those two things are really different and important because I think it's really hard. Like I think some of the stuff online is like people freaking out about moms, and there's already so much stigma around like postpartum OCD and postpartum psychosis.
Yeah.
But it's like very, like there are specific things that you can assess for, just like you were talking about, Sam, before you know, I mean, it's why also I think so many therapists are upset about how this happened, because there were so many clear signs of what was going on from the help she was getting. And I don't know actually how much she was drinking. I think she claimed she was drinking 1 to 2 drinks a night, but we know that often people are not completely honest when they're reporting. So it could have been more, which could have made the psychosis worse. But I do think, unfortunately, it is sort of highlighting what a crapshoot getting care is, especially postpartum care in this country. Lack of support.
And I think that's what's particularly devastating about it. For me, it's just like, there's been like a few times I've thought about like making a TikTok about it or talking about it. And I just I'm like, you know what? I just don't know if everything needs commentary.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those things where like, yes, to me, it opens up, it's exactly as you said, it opens up the conversation about the fact that we just do not set people up for success in this country. To be parents, to transition to being parents of multiple children, to experience that stress. And I think the other conversation that we're not having is, you know, her and her husband were having marital problems, and the stress and the tension that puts on you having little kids. And, you know, none of this is an excuse or a justification. Should not have happened. Period. End of story. However, I just think like this woman will be in hell for the rest of her mortal life.
I agree.
She will
I'm like, this is a weird take, but I'm surprised she is like defending herself.
Yeah.
Do you know what like, again, yeah. I am not up enough, and this is my proclivity towards suicide. But like, if that happened to me, I would be like, I surrender.
Yeah. I mean,
execute me. I'm sorry for laughing. I just have no will to live when I just don't think I'd have a will to live.
No, I would be, yeah. I think I would be looking for a way out, and she tried. And it didn't work, but in a really shitty way. So I don't know. There's certain stories that like, in a lot of ways, I have like endless thoughts on it. But then at the same time, this just feels like so heinous. It's like, what is there to say?
No,
I guess that's kind of, that's been like my thought. Like I've even thought of talking about, because I do have so many clients that I've helped navigate, you know, first time postpartum or postpartum on their second or third. Right. And so like I had like some thoughts about the level of care that goes into and the things that I pay attention to and look out for. And then at the same time, I just was kind of like, I guess, and maybe this is what I'm struggling with content creation in general, is I have a really hard time utilizing this woman's hell to feed my content machine.
Yeah.
And this is no shade to creators that have talked about it. I think the mental health content creators that I've seen talk about it have spoken about it in, I think, the best way you possibly can. Like, I don't. Yeah. I think I've seen like a fairly united take on her, which I've found interesting. I haven't seen people like ripping her to shreds. I think a lot of people are just devastated for her, for the kids, for the whole thing. And so for me, I think that was like a line for me.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, with this situation, people have already added to it. There's nothing for me to say. I'll just throw it behind a paywall in case anyone cares. But like,
yeah.
I just say, I don't even know. Like, there's a part of me that's like, I don't even want her to go to jail. I just want her to be admitted to the state mental hospital, because I think she's going to torment herself. I think she is going to torment herself for the rest of her days, however long or short that is. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's punishment enough, I guess.
Yeah. I feel that way too. It's so horrible. And I think that her husband was very clearly neglectful, and it's disturbing to me that he's like already remarried so quickly. And it is, I think it just really goes to show too how much we just like act like, again, having many kids is amazing and natural and you're born to do it. And we act as though like having kids will just make other real difficulties in your life sort of disappear, or you'll transcend them. But there are real limitations to like having children, and even beyond financial ones, the stress, the exhaustion,
on your marriage,
like there are just so, and that's what it makes me like rail the hardest for, is just like, pregnancy is not a health neutral event. Raising children is very difficult. It requires resources and support. You cannot do it alone, and we should not force anyone to have children who doesn't want to have children. And we need more advocacy about the realities of having so many little kids. Like, it is really hard for most people.
It's huge transition. And I've always heard people say, like when I was growing up, like living at home, still growing up, you would hear people joke about if someone was going from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
The joke would always be, oh, the inmates are running the asylum. Oh, it gets really hard when you run out of hands. Like that was like the worst transition, is going from 2 to 3. And I think now, like, to see this, I'm like, yeah, this is what happens when you make that like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just says, buck up, buttercup. It's meant to be hard, which like to a point is true.
Right.
Like, there is a validity to like, yeah, like that's going to be a hard transition.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, a lot to get used to. 2 kids adapting to a new baby instead of 1, like blah, blah, blah. But then I think when we continually minimize it with the bootstrap, it prevents anybody from advocating for any policy that could change things or make things different.
Totally.
When it just kind of is like, oh, it's just this natural, funny part of life.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think nobody talks about how hard it is for women to ask for help at a baseline. Yes. I think that's like one of the biggest things I've seen in my own work is how women deeply struggle to advocate for themselves and verbalize their inner world honestly, without veneer, without trying to make it seem better, without trying to worry about how other people feel hearing what's going on in our head, And so this, like, what makes it even more devastating to me is I think she was trying.
Yes, I agree.
She was trying really, really hard to get help and be honest. And
yeah. What was I going to say? I had a transition. Oh, no, you're good. Yes, what I think is really fascinating, Sam, just to be my evolutionary researcher for a second, for my book, I've been doing research just into like, how we were raised, not how we were raised, how our species came about and what things looked like and how things have changed and all of that. And one of the most interesting things is to just like think about and research how much like child rearing has changed over the years, because without birth control, but with breastfeeding longer in the wild, as you can say, or, thousands of years ago when we lived in tribes and things like that. And we can draw this parallel because there are still some groups of people that live around the world that are mostly, separate from basically Western culture and things like that. And how it often happens is that women typically have like 4 kids and you breastfeed as long as you can. And typically breastfeeding is sort of Mother Nature's way of birth control. Obviously, it's not foolproof. And it ends up being that there are bigger age gaps a lot of times because that's just how our bodies, women typically have kids from age 20 to 40, but they're spread out. Miscarriages are kind of, common. And it's also really fascinating because it kind of goes to the research about how having too many periods is not good for you. Have you heard about this research?
Okay, on the Daily podcast the other day, they were talking about the rise in cancer rates in younger people being under 50. Mm-hmm. And they're tying that to those old cronies over here that haven't utilized their reproductive systems. And I'm like, incredible. That's very exciting.
Well, yeah, it's basically like the amount of times the cells in like your uterus essentially divide, right, is a cancer risk, if you think about it. Like every time you shed your lining,
so is that why IUDs have shown to minimize uterine cancer risk?
Yes, because a lot of people don't get periods. Exactly. So it's just like so interesting to think about that and think about, okay, if this whole tribe is, right, because there was interesting research. There's a community of people called the Himba, and they live, I don't know the name of where they live. They live very far away. And they're like one of the last communities that are sheltered enough from Western society. So they are often researched. And when people did research on their breastfeeding habits and things like that, the Himba women said, breastfeeding is like instinctual and you know how to breastfeed, but also everyone needs to learn how to breastfeed, right? Which is sort of this big contradiction. And when they dug into it, what they mean is like, there is some parts of it that are like instinctual, but like you also have to learn. And it's this whole concept that I talk about a lot in my book about how, right, we're all individually responsible for too many decisions, basically, because we all descended from like communities where decision making was shared and there were like processes for how you did things, basically. So if everyone raised kids the same way, if something happened, it was like an accident. It wasn't one woman's fault, right, that something happened to her child. Yeah. But it just makes me think about how much, the way that these like villages and clans exist is that they watch breastfeeding all day, right? If you breastfeed for on and off for 20 years, there's always someone in your community breastfeeding. Yeah. If someone can't breastfeed, someone else will breastfeed or help or do other things, right? Like there's just such a collective, we're raising this child. Everyone's success and survival is dependent on each other. And it just, I think when so often we just say breastfeeding is natural and giving birth is natural and to go into like the whole trad wives of it all. But it's like actually they're living extremely different lives. Like it's very unnatural to have like 10 children when you talk about it like evolutionarily, because it was too much work. It was too many.
It's too many.
And like people would breastfeed for a super long period of time. So the kids were spaced out. So that's my segue into Nara Smith and trad wives.
Nara Smith, that brilliant businesswoman who tries to pretend that she is neither thing that she portrays herself to be. So what are you, babe? What are you? If you're not the trad wife and it's all cosplay, but you're not this incredible businesswoman, you're just a woman that just loves creating content, what are you? If you're everything, you're nothing. And if you're nothing, you're everything. So pick one. Like I'm just kind of done with her and like Ballerina Farm and all these women that are starting to realize that it's going out of vogue.
Yes.
A little bit. And now they're like I was just pretending. Like, how could you not see that like I was pretending?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not even using the word pretending. They're just like, you were wrong. You misunderstood.
Yeah.
I was just
right.
I was just a cook.
Pretending.
I was a cook.
Pretending. Yeah.
I was just raising children and you liked it. I never said I was a trad wife. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, the label doesn't mean that you aren't one.
No, you projected on me. That's what she was trying to say, which I just find so absurd. I mean, Ballerina Farm, it's just like they're just brilliant brand builders. They're brilliant
Kids
brand
and
builders.
pregnancy is the most watched, lucrative, best performing content on social media. So when you have 10 kids, you have a lot of that.
I didn't watch or listen to the whole Nara Smith episode. I saw the clips of it, but that was enough. That was plenty. I don't know. Did you watch the whole thing?
I didn't. I just watched clips too.
Well, because now Ballerina Farm has her store.
Yes. She's had her store for a bit.
I think it opened last year. I didn't realize that she had gone into a store or had built a store. Yeah. I know exactly where she built it.
Yeah, it's not like a huge store.
No, I know exactly where it is.
It's like a little farm store.
Yeah. It's in this little town called Midway.
Yeah.
Probably would have been a 40-minute drive from my house. Maybe 40, 45 minutes. It's like up. You can go through the canyons. It's on like the east side of the mountains in Utah. But
I mean, I think what's interesting too is like they're acting like it seems like the book Yesteryear has sort of sparked. I mean, I think Ballerina Farm has been trying for the past year, maybe since that Salt Lake trip, like the Times article. Came out where people
that really exposed her for what she really is.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel seems to. She says quotes in there about being so exhausted she can't get out of bed sometimes, and So, I think that since then, I think she's tried to do that. I think it's clear they've tried to, wanting to sell more products. They've sort of shifted. I mean, a lot of the videos and like the films she's made, I mean, they're like beautifully made.
Yeah.
And like, but they're really trying to kind of show her in more power, show her as sort of like a businesswoman rather than just a wife and a mom.
Yeah.
But the Nara Smith one feels a lot more like she did a much worse job than Ballerina Farm at like bait and switching.
It's just, it's like this whole like, I'm going to come out swinging.
Yeah.
Like, this is my first tell-all. And it's like, you're Mormon. I know. What was behind this? Like, there was intent behind this. Whether, like, you eventually evolved out of it or not and realized that it was just, like, a business opportunity. Like, it started how it started. I don't know. I guess I just get tired of people telling me I didn't see what I saw.
Yeah.
You know, and being like, no, this thing that I repeated over and over and over again, it didn't mean that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Was there anything else we were going to talk about? I feel like we had one more thing.
I feel like there was something else I was going to spin off of that. There was something off of the Nara Smith and Bell. Oh, Yesteryear.
Were we going to say anything about Yesteryear? Yeah. I'm happy to see Nicole, the holistic psychologist, exposed.
And being forced into some accountability.
Although I don't think anything's going to happen.
Cases like that are always so weak because they're so easily labeled as like, she said. You know, it's been interesting to see a man's side of the internet. but a man that's not red-pilled. A man that's
all sports?
Yeah, a man that's a little nerd.
It's all sports. What is it?
It's
what
like
is your boyfriend's internet.
It's a lot of food. He likes food. And like following people that like go around and try food. That's what he sees. Gamers, streamers, sports stuff. Yeah, he's a little tender babe. No red pill content to be found.
I feel like
marked safe.
I feel like it's just like his new hobby that just cannibalizes
his whole life. But now I'm trying to send him like the cute couple stuff to fuck with his algorithm because I want him to send me that stuff. So I like send him those things and he's like, hasn't pierced through yet. And I'm like, come on, watch it longer. Like, watch it on more loops. But then also I'm curious how you and Mike divide this.
Mm-hmm.
On holidays, he is a massive, like, Christmas is exactly the day after Thanksgiving up until like December 26th. Maybe stretched to like the New Year, but he's like, I even count the time between like Christmas and the New Year as like its own period of time.
Because he loves Christmas so much?
His favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So he thinks Thanksgiving and fall get cannibalized by Christmas. And I'm like, well, but the thing is, globally, like Western cultures, globally,
most people don't celebrate.
Most people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So they're into Christmas like November 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not totally off. And
so his beef is that Christmas cannibalizes
Thanksgiving.
So what is his solution?
You can only celebrate Christmas between
after Thanksgiving is over.
Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving.
Got it.
Up until the 26th. That's your safe zone.
Got it.
And so to piss him off, I send Christmas content.
That's funny.
He's like,
Wish I cared more about holidays. I sort of feel like the same way I feel about like Disney World. Like these people who love holidays have a more joyful experience than I do.
Amanda, man, life is just a bleak prospect down there in Florida.
Don't
we all
like
die.
I'm definitely having kids makes it more fun. Yes. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because I like don't have a big family. Like I don't do this like.
You also live in like a holiday neutral zone.
I do.
In terms of seasons. So it's like there's no differentiation between July and December.
Well, I would disagree
Maybe
with that.
I mean, having lived there, yes, there is a difference. But I think for anybody else,
hey, I put on my fireplace in December.
Going crazy.
January.
Put on my electric fireplace.
Yes.
Big deal.
I know.
Yeah, no. I'm a big holiday person.
I know. I think your life is better probably than mine.
Who has more life satisfaction? I don't know.
No, I mean, like, I like the holidays. I think what's hard is I'm just always like, next year is going to be my year, man. I'm going to get more into it next year. And the years are passing me by. I really love Halloween, actually.
It's a good one.
I love scary movies. Before I had children, I would love to dress up in very scary outfits, obviously.
That's like the most, I don't know how I didn't clock that before. That you would choose the holiday that revolves around like terror and death and doom. You'd be like, this is the one.
Because it's so fun to like
yeah,
do ridiculous. I don't know. Like when I first met Mike, our first Halloween together, we were Calvin Harris and Taylor Swift, but I dressed up as like from the dead. Like Taylor Swift can't come to the phone right now. And then we just had him be dead too. Let me see if I have it. I don't have it with me. It's somewhere on my Instagram, which is bricked. Like I did that the year after that during COVID. It was COVID, so there wasn't much to dress up as. So he was a hunter and I was a dead camper.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for the holidays.
And now it's so fun. Like it is real. I really like Halloween in my neighborhood. And I don't know. I think my issue with sometimes holidays is that they're just so like deeply family oriented things. And I just my mom, like I grew up with my mom being very sad during Thanksgiving and Christmas always. Like she was always like very upset that we didn't have enough family and something was wrong and it wasn't good enough. So that was like very osmosis transition to me. Is like my mom was always like extra emotional on Christmas and was upset about it.
Oh.
So I tend to like things that are like friend oriented, I feel like, or even like Mike and I used to do Friendsgiving every year when we were in Philly, which was like really fun. So yeah, I think that's where I like Christmas. I think it's fun with a kid and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I like the things that are more like, that have less pressure on them.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, I just like the vibes. And I mean, like my birthday kicks off.
Yes.
Like the holiday season. I mean, not because I think I'm that special, but like literally the date, you know.
Yes.
So, and his birthday is October 29th.
So he probably doesn't like Halloween because he felt his whole life was cannibalized by Halloween.
Yeah. So he's a big Thanksgiving guy.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting too how much your part, like my husband like doesn't really, he likes Thanksgiving. We typically host Thanksgiving, but he like doesn't care about birthdays, so it's hard for him to like care about my birthday, which I don't really care about either. So it's just like interesting how you kind of like fall into whatever your partner's frame is.
He doesn't like his birthday.
Yeah.
I like my birthday, but I said to him that doesn't give him a reason to not do what I would like to do. And he was like, well, no, like he is a big, like, let's celebrate other people. It's like he has a hard time celebrating himself.
I get that.
So I'm like, but yeah, there was something else about the holidays that I was gonna say.
I really like having one child and doing doing trick-or-treating because the whole family can revolve around. I really like doing a family costume.
Yeah, I can see
where
that.
I feel like when you have two kids and they're doing different things, and then you can't force all the kids to do the same thing. Or last year we were she was Linda. We were Wizard of Oz.
What are you gonna do this year?
I mean, it'll be what Peyton wants to do. She keeps saying cat, and I'm like, can we not do a cat? I mean, there's like 4 different like times you celebrate Halloween as a child now. So I'm like, you could be a cat for one of them. I think we'll probably end up with like Elsa because she's been very into like, my hair is like Elsa's hair. Braid my hair like Elsa. And I think it would be cute to have our dog Bluey be like the reindeer.
That would be very cute.
When she was for her first year, it was cute. She was an owl. And we had her be Hedwig. And
I remember that.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
It was very cute.
It's hard to find an infant costume that was warm enough because it's very hot around Halloween typically. I also like dressing up. Like, I think it's fun.
I do too. I have fun. I like to do it.
I think like Halloween parties are fun.
I also feel like my holidays the last 2 years have kind of been like fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I've moved.
Yeah.
Right around both of those times.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to like lean into like the vibe.
You're also a really good cook and baker.
I am. So I feel like I've kind of like missed out on that a bit. Yeah. So it's been nice. Also, I was going to tell you, I've been slugging cold brews, babe. And they do nothing to me. And this is what I want to go to all these Mormons and be like, do you guys not understand the level
you probably
of
drank
caffeine?
More caffeine with Celsius.
My Alani's.
Yeah,
I mean, Alani's are like juice to me.
Yeah. So
now, like with the cold brews, and there's this place in Jersey that's by Eric's house. It's called Rook. Mm-hmm. It's like a small local company. They have like 10 brick and mortars. Mm-hmm. And they have all of these, like their specialty is cold brew. Like they make all of these like specialty cold brews, and their main one is like New Orleans style. I don't know if you've heard of what that is. It's like there's like chicory in it.
Okay.
I guess. But they do like all these different seasonal flavors. Like right now they have mocha mint and cinnamon vanilla. They're very good. They had blueberry
do you know what my thing is? Is that whenever I go to the grocery store, all the Ciabatta creamers look so good. And then I hate them.
You hate them?
I hate them. I hate all the flavors. The only one I can do is sweet cream. I don't know. I just can't deal with the flavor in coffee.
Guys,
but they look so fun.
She slugs black coffee.
I know, like, but I've been getting into sweet creamer.
I can tolerate vanilla.
No, not vanilla. Vanilla isn't. I don't want the vanilla taste.
Yeah, sweet cream is
cream with some sugar.
Milk with like a couple of sprinkles of sugar. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which, especially for decaf in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's actually
is nice.
How many have you tried? I think that's like the first question.
I've tried pumpkin. No. I've tried vanilla. No. I think I tried like a mocha mint one because it got me over the holidays bad. So I gave up.
I wonder if you would like the cold brew, because they like infuse their cold brew
probably
with like the flavor. Like they have a s'mores one right now that the big trick that they do is they literally put graham cracker in, like when they're making.
I would probably like that.
Like brewing the cold brew. So it's like the flavor.
Because a lot of times I don't like how the coffee flavor interacts with the additional flavor. That's like my beef.
Sometimes it's hard. Like
blueberry. No, I'm sorry. Blueberry shouldn't be in coffee.
It was actually,
I believe you.
but you would hate it. They had blueberry pie, and then there was another one that they had that I was like, no, I don't think I can't remember. But now we went back to their Instagram last year and looked at what it seems their fall releases might be. And of course, they had like a pumpkin spice one, and then they had apple.
Like,
pie.
I will take a flavored latte, but there's something about, I think, just how dark I like my coffee that then you add in something else and it just feels like they clash. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, but I drink I drink a lot less caffeine than you do a day.
I know, you do. You're much healthier than I am in that respect.
No, if I take too much, I'm like slugging propranolol.
Why am I fine? Like, it doesn't impact
because
me.
because you have a very high tolerance from drinking.
I do.
From drinking whatever they're called.
But that's what I want to go to all the Mormons and be like, guys, the addiction is already there. Because the whole thing is they're like, well, we don't want to drink coffee because we don't want to have an addiction. You already have one.
But yeah, their addiction's worse.
You have an addiction.
I'm sorry, a soda with cream addiction? You think that's better?
No,
I will never drink a dirty soda.
You know what? I don't blame you. I don't like it, actually. I would have the soda with the flavor. I never got the cream in it. I did it like once, and it's too much.
It's too much.
It was
and then you add the flavoring and cream to a flavored soda? No. What was I going to say about soda? I forget. I don't know. It's so interesting with Diet Coke because I have to drink enough of it that I continue to like it. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever not had Diet Coke for a while? Probably not.
This is either going to sound really sad or very normal. I've gone like a week or two.
No, I've didn't one time have Diet Coke for like a year.
No.
And then I would try it and I was like, this is gross. And then I had to get my tolerance back up to like it again.
I can't think of the last time I would have probably gone like a month with that. I don't think I ever have in my life.
I think it was during COVID. Just because, like,
Control,
I think
somehow.
Yeah, I don't even think it was conscious. I think we just were. I was on such an insane kombucha kick that I was just like, I'm not drinking kombucha and Diet Coke and stuff. And I was really into seltzer. Like, I was so into seltzer. Like, I would drink many seltzers a day. But now I drink water like a healthy person because I have a Stanley Cup. I will preach Stanley Cups until the day I die. I know that everyone is now turning against the cups, but I love them.
No, they're good. Eric bought me an Owala.
I don't drink water otherwise.
I have a Stanley, obviously.
Yeah.
I was raised in the Mormon church. I'm not a heathen. He bought me an Owala.
Yeah, I had one and I lost it. I just really like the handle.
Yeah, the handle's nice.
I like nice, but it's bad for traveling.
Yeah, I like the Owala because it feels more compact.
It is
like
for
it's easier for me to like carry it around the house and like have it.
It is. Also, my lid gets so stuck on my Stanleys, and I cannot fucking open it.
It gets soldered
on
there.
Me like scream downstairs.
She'll go down to get a drink, and I just hear it.
So stop
trying to get it up. I don't know. I have the same problem. And then you feel like you're going to break the little plastic thing.
Yes. I recently got a new straw because I was like, this is disgusting. I was like, this isn't even cleanable anymore.
No, they get like cloudy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For people to know, we are going to read for our next book club. We are going to read, the story of your life, how social media shapes the way we experience everything.
Woohoo.
So we will come out with the date.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Let you know.
As always, let us know if there are other topics, things you want us to chat about. And we love you.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
Bye.